Good evening, ladies, lords, lasses, and all those in between. It is I, your humble game master, the deathly Shad, and his lovely, lovely little party of cohorts. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello!
Hi, everyone.
I'm in danger.
Yes, Soren is currently going to be a little bit late for today's session, the jerk, but we're gonna get through it somehow. Don't worry too much about it. And remember, if you enjoy the content we have here, remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, try and help spread the word that we be doing some D&D nonsense. I don't know, if you want. Otherwise, let us get right into the business. So, when last we left our heroes, Agathar, the Kobold Necromancer, say hi.
Hello.
Percival, the Halfling Divination Wizard, say hi.
Hello.
Rensois, the Rabbit Folk Monk, say hi.
Hello. You almost messed up.
Valen, the Rabbit Folk Cleric, say hi.
Hello.
And Soren, the Rabbit Folk Cleric, the Rabbit Folk Samurai, who's not here at the moment. You guys
What are you about to say?
You guys just fought a manifestation of Percival's nightmares in the form of a Hound Master, who summoned a bunch of shadow dogs to try and nip at your heels. And then you defeated him and sent him back to the Shadow Realm of Dreams. And then Valen decided to reach out and contact his sister, who is alive still. And she's a friend, probably.
Debatable.
What do you mean by debatable?
Highly debatable.
She's a perfectly sane and rational person, okay? There's nothing wrong with her.
I would like to mash the X button.
Shad, do you even know what a sane and reasonable person is?
Yeah. It's Vani, your sister. Duh. But, that's really about all that happened last session. Oh, and also, discovering that the party has 3 different options that they can take to handle the current situation involving the Forge and Mirzai and the Archmage of Transmutation as a whole. So, as we go back into the Rains of Vitrium, who knows what's going to happen, but let's find out. So you guys are all awake, and around this point in time, as you're gathering yourselves up, there's a rap-a-tap-tap on your door.
There's a rapping on my chamber door.
There was a rapping with a flute last session.
I'm not getting that.
Agathos were literally about to summon Bell again. He just stops. Puts the head back into the bag.
Put him in the bag.
Oh no!
Brother.
And he will cast message again at the end of the other end of the door, and he'll just say yes.
Yeah, it's just it's a worker here to deliver some information you guys asked about.
Oh, and the he'll use his mage hand to unlock the door and open it.
Before you stands a human. Brown hair, brown eyes, tanned skin. He looks a bit scrawnier than you would normally think for a human.
Mhm.
And he basically looks around the room, looks at the wreck that it is, and just kind of shrugs and just offers a letter to you.
The hand will politely take it. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. No problem. He stands there in the doorway expectantly.
I tap my pockets. I don't think I got my money back. Actually, no. We just did we get paid recently?
Nope.
Uh,
You're paid in resources.
I am paid in resources. Oh. I don't know. You want like a dagger or something? I don't have any money.
I mean, a dagger would not be remiss.
He will. He'll use one of the dragon teeth that he has and just use the steel glyph to make it into a dagger, and then he'll just float it over to him.
Yeah. Thanks. And then he just
Yep.
leaves the room awkwardly.
You need to work on your bedside manner.
What? He wanted something, and I gave it to him.
He wanted coin.
We don't have any money.
Shrugs. I'm telling you what he wanted. I'm not saying we had it.
I mean, fair. I knew what he wanted, but he got what he got.
Yes, well, you didn't even have to give him that. You could have just given him a good low five. Well, a high five in our case.
A service is paid is a service is... Hold on. A service done is a service paid, I guess. I don't know.
No.
He certainly wasn't complaining.
You gave him a bone shiv. I am certain he will.
Hey, it's more than a shiv. It was a dagger, at least.
I certain it'll end up in the trash can.
It's made out of a black dragon bone. I seriously doubt it's gonna end up in a trash can.
Well.
3 hours later, hey, what's this in the trash? Oh.
Afraid
Ew, is that made of bone? Put it back, boy.
Anyway, so I believe you guys asked for some information that would take them a day to complete.
Sure did.
But I'll be honest with you, I'm spacing on what it was about.
Fuck, so am I.
I want to say the carriage.
On the state of it?
I know that was one thing, so I don't remember
One thing.
if there's anything else.
Stuff on what we're supposed to be doing.
I remember
The Archmage.
Yeah, what was...
The ring,
yeah,
and
the
trinket.
ring you
into a
guys
vault.
the ring you guys know is inside the one Debt Lord's vault. You're getting plans for how to infiltrate that place, and you're getting the means to do so the next day, as in tomorrow. Today, however, was something else. I want to say it's the cart, and like what all has or hasn't been tampered with.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Okay.
Percy, I know that, right? I know what's.
Pretty much, yeah. You were
Oh,
there.
as soon as you get it, you go like, oh, here it is, and I just rip it out of your hand. It's like, give it
Oh.
up.
Okay, a little bit of manners would be nice.
Whatever happened to please?
Just like tears it, just rips it open like a feral animal and starts to read.
Formalities is a dead art, apparently.
Yes.
Ah.
It is your home as well. But...
Anyway, so the cart itself, as you were able to tell from the way this thing is read, you would know that it. Well, what it says. Ugh, I don't know why I'm like, well, you would know. No, what it says straight up is that so far it seems as if nothing within the cart has been tampered with. That the people whom were inspecting it are aware of the enchantments, but they haven't taken any means to break them. And that they are still in the process of copying them down for other use. A process that will take roughly about a week or so. At which point...
it took so much time to make it.
Yes. It took so
No.
much time to make it. This is copy.
Yeah, copying's faster.
Oh, hiss.
This is scribing the enchantments into it. This is
Yeah, but even then, a week's more than enough time for us.
They also, I don't know how they're copying the interior ones in the dark.
Yeah, you chalk drawing.
let me finish.
Okay.
The whole cart is under an anti-magic field.
Oh, it's destroyed.
Not destroyed, suppressed. There's a difference.
It is.
Basically, any extra dimensional spaces just cease to exist. The cart itself is just normal, quotation marks, is just a normal cart under an anti-magic field. The only thing that remains are the glyphs and scribes along the walls and interior and exterior.
So what does that mean for all the extra rooms and stuff?
They're just sitting in another dimension,
Pretty much.
just
Oh.
chilling out.
It's just like, why is this entire caravan just like one small hallway?
Like normal ass car.
Like, basically, they could... Like what they're doing right now is they're taking a week to scribe the enchantments and copy them down, and then it's being scheduled for deconstruction, at which point they will slowly chip away at the runes and remove defenses so they can explore the cart without the anti-magic field.
Going to kill them.
I mean, we'll
Slowly.
have it. We'll have it before they even finish scribing this stuff.
I certainly hope so.
I don't imagine us staying here for another 2 weeks.
Oh.
No, hopefully we'll be out before then.
And hey, look, it's Thorin.
It's Boobs McGee!
I'm sorry.
That's
Hello.
fine.
I'm sorry. He's not sorry, everyone. Jump him.
I've been
You
found
know what?
out.
Cup size go up.
Anyway,
Cup size go up.
No.
anyway, go ahead and say hi to the
Francois huffs.
go ahead and say hi to the people, Soren.
Hello, how's it going? I am late. I am sorry.
Yes, you are, but
Nobody
it is
upon you.
okay. But it is okay. It is all right. So, with that in mind,
So Rensois actually wants she would pull out the sending stone that goes to Neatal and go ahead and send a message.
what you sending?
Good morning. How's the traveling going? Do you know how far out you are from the city?
Is that it?
Mhm.
Okay. You get back. Not too far. I want to say a couple days out. But it's going well. You know, we're just walking. You know how it is.
No, we don't.
You and I both know that in our line of work, simple travels don't always end up being quite so uneventful. It is good to hear that yours is going smoothly.
Well, I'd hope it does. And but yeah, no, it's been fairly simple, I guess. You know, I'm glad to hear you're safe, and that you're safe and fine and not dead. Or in prison still. Things,
Yes.
things still going well with you and Percival?
They are. Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
I smell a trifling bitch.
Who are you talking to?
I like to imagine that goes through the sending stone. She's close enough.
Let me see your
It's
phone.
like, Percival, get off the stone!
Rensois on you hear her say, "Oh, and I hear a short stack."
Agathar turns, huh?
Perhaps. Well, I mean, if something comes up or nothing comes up, feel free to keep in touch. It's good to hear from friends.
I plan on it. I'll talk to you more tomorrow. I gotta concentrate on scouting.
I'll leave you be then.
Hey, Rensois,
Yes.
next time I see you, I'm gonna get a hug. After all, does a knight not deserve a hug from the heroine she wishes to rescue?
Agathar vomits for no reason.
Perhaps. Though you'll have to dodge the blight spell coming your way.
I'm sure I can dodge it.
I'm sure you can.
It does not require a combat roll.
It requires vision. Anyway. Moving along. I hadn't finished with the letter. Let's see. So what else?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. What else does the letter say? Yeah, no. It says that it's scheduled for deconstruction that will start within a week period after the scribes have finished copying down the effects. Basically, after this 1 week, they're gonna slowly begin to chip away at the enchantments to break it and see what's really inside of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems as if there's even a list of how long it will take for them to destroy each enchantment and defense.
I don't know why. I just imagine them having it broken up like the way speedrunners break up a game.
The fucking layout.
Yeah, you
Like
know what
a-
I'm
and then
talking
like a
about.
timer.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, this is a new split on the rune of warning.
Fog enchantment minus 4.53.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. What are all the defenses of this card?
The defenses?
Yes.
let me-
I know there's like the darkness enchantment, then there's the nameplates that stop people from going in unless they have the master key. And there's the anti-divination. Anti-divination.
There's that
Well, it's an incredibly powerful. I gotta close one, open the other. So, security. Let me switch that over. Cavern security system placed in the caravan. The doors are under the effects of an arcane lock spell. The keys attuned to their locks available to the there are locks available to the party. So everyone has a key.
Mm-hmm.
As an action, switch to activate to cast the alarm spell on the interior once per day. All stop, which essentially just activates all 4 immovable rods within the cart, arresting its movement from wherever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very strong. There's the anti-spying field. Kara under the effect of private sanctum spell. Sounds can't pass through the cart at the edge of its warded areas. The interior of the cart appears dark and foggy, preventing vision, including dark vision, through it upon the command of the owner. This does not affect number of creatures equal to the intelligence modifier of the owner's
What is the
choice.
what's the name of that enchantment again?
Private sanctum.
Private Sanctum.
Sensors created by divination spells can't appear inside the cart. Creatures can't be the target of divination
Okay.
spells, and nothing can teleport into or out of the cart. Planar travel is blocked within the cart.
Okay, and that's all from the Private Sanctum. Okay, so there you go.
It also has its stealth field. It'll and like once it's in an area for long enough, it just blends in.
They don't
It's,
really care about that. They have ways around that. So that's the timeline for your defenses.
After they
Basically, yeah, after they copy everything. So basically, after a week has passed, of which so far 3 days I think have passed. No, it's
Has
just
it
2
been 3
days.
days? I think it's been 2 days.
Yeah, just 2 days. Just 2 days. All right.
Like,
So
Deep's still in here.
it has been 2 days. And basically, in 5 more days, they will begin working on dismantling the enchantments. So there's a 2-day grace period before I get to roll. And basically, they get a roll on the 3rd day, and on the 4th day, it just breaks. They get a roll on the 2nd day, and then the 3rd day, and then on the 4th day, it just breaks.
I need to bind some kind of guardian or some kind of security measure to the caravan so suckers can't just waltz in and try taking it over without a sword to themselves.
And
I
basically,
could disguise it as a suit
You-
of armor.
I will say, basically, once the Private Sanctum is down, it is 2 to 4 days per arcane lock spell. So there are 5 of you. That is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 10 days at a minimum. And 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 days at a maximum. Depending on which day, on which lock they want to open up first. So you do have a long amount of time.
Ugh. This needs to happen. It needs to happen soon.
yeah, we don't want to. We have time, but we don't want to dilly-dally. We got a lot of things we need to be doing.
Like I say, Renswall will like reach over and kind of like pat her arm. We'll get it back.
I know. I know. I just.
I know. You worked hard to have a home. And you worked even harder to make sure that it was our home too.
Yes.
At least you have a timetable.
And she folds up the note and then slips it under her coat. Well, there's time before this little heist goes off. It's a good time to tie in the loose ends, so to say.
And speaking of loose ends, Agathar's going to send a message.
Who you sending a message to, boyo?
He's going to send one to Rainier.
Okay.
Gross.
Greater.
Hey, you're hot. You want to go on a date?
Look, you want to be a part of the super special club I'm running?
my
a
place,
bunch of
10
girls.
minutes. If you
gotta
want to
be-
get that special massage, meet me in 10 minutes.
It's
I'm
gonna
just
be this.
fucking- I'm just picturing like fucking, it's like fucking Aaron from the Game Grumps and the fucking D Club.
The D Club? God damn it.
It's gonna be the sending spell version of sexting.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, it says in 25 words, morning, our benefactor wants to meet with you to discuss Mirzai. When can you meet with us? Sooner the better. Alliance could be very helpful.
There's a pause. A long, long pause. But eventually, yeah, sure. I think I can maybe slip away today, but I might need an escort to get to where I need to be.
I mean, Agathar's already filled the role of escort once.
Wrong escort. Okay. Okay. All right. I gotta remember to burn that spell slot. Well, all right. Well, Rainier could meet today, but he needs an escort.
Does he have my tincture yet?
I didn't ask that. I mean, I'm gonna have to reply anyway, so I can ask if I can fit it.
Soren just kind of grumps, like, I kind of want my old body back. Sorry.
No, it's
If he can't, then that's fine. It happens. But
we'll get it fixed. It'll be fine. I'm a little hesitant on asking our benefactors for an escort because I don't know what else they're gonna do. I don't know. I guess. Soy, do you want to guide him? It's up to you.
Well, you have to do a thing to get into contact with her, you remember?
Oh, I look under the bed. She's not there anymore.
No.
Huh.
She never stays in one place for too long, my man.
That's true. Oh, right.
if you want, I can be the escort.
21.
Yeah. You lock in on her.
she gets the notification. Hey, so if we're gonna have to get that meeting with Rainier today, he's gonna need an escort. Are you willing to do that? We can ask somebody else, but you're really good at it.
I suppose I could.
All right. Well, up to you.
You will have to inform him that I am coming.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll let him know. I'll give him a heads up about everything else. we out of character. We wanted to meet him. They wanted to meet here, but not like when I say here, as in the front. Yeah. What was the fucking front called again? I'm looking at my notes. I can't find it.
I believe the name of the
There's
front
something
is
veil.
the Veiled Shot.
The Veiled Shot. Okay. All right. I don't know why I'm messing with that. All right. Alright. Yeah, I'll let him know. Thank you again. You're amazing. Okay, I'm gonna cast this spell now.
You
It's so awkward.
You are adorable. And when next I see you, you won't see me, but I'll be watching.
I just starts yipping for no reason.
Looks over.
In fact, I'm watching you right now, Agathar. I'm always
Long
watching.
Sip from a teacup.
he's a little red. He's just
Even when
kinda
you
glancing
think you're
at me.
alone.
Well,
This is what partners do.
Tubular Bell starts playing.
I guess. I mean, I've never had a partner before, so
Good.
good.
Contact breaks.
I don't
Okay.
have to fight your 7 evil exes.
And in the back of its mind, it's like, I don't know if she's up for sharing anymore.
Veronica somewhere in the world.
Yeah. All right. Let me craft up another message here. Sharing.
Anyway, did you want to, are you sending another are you
Yeah, I'm sending
prepping?
another message.
Okay. You're
Yeah, I'm just
prepping
typing
it.
it out. Yep. Anybody else can start talking too while I do this.
So everyone's just talking amongst themselves and to other people. Valen's just in the corner that he claims to sleep in. Just stares off into space.
Percy's examining this this dreamcatcher. I have something I'd like to try, Shad.
What you gonna do?
So Percival, when she's like using her divining, tends to see the threads of fate and pull on them to use her thing. Is there any way I could sort of like see what the weave of threads of fate may be attached to this thing?
You may certainly make the attempt.
That would be a...
It would be a spell ability check to do so.
Okay.
Ooh. 21. So, you focus on this dreamcatcher, and you're able to vaguely parse together by looking at it that there are a myriad of strings of fate attached to this thing. You see them kind of wrapped around and interwoven, almost as if they're woven within the dreamcatcher itself. And you see the strongest one attached to yourself, obviously. But you see 5 other medium strength ones that are connecting to each of your party members.
He
One-
strums the... Oh.
You gotta let me finish. One that seems to be a bundle of strings. Like it's a bundle of very thin strings that is tied together and wrapped and bound around, and then they drape across the floor and out the door.
Kind of like flares her nostrils looking at that sloppy. Then strums the string that leads from her to the dreamcatcher.
You
I
feel it
should work.
resonate within your very soul.
Yeah, she's like, I should work exhausted more often if this is the result. She screws with it a little longer, examines the very clearly not obsidian anymore.
It looks obsidian to you right now.
It looks can be deceiving. She knows this shit ain't real, like obsidian.
If you were to
Yes.
examine it, you would have to give me an Arcana check.
I would love to.
17. As you kind of stare at this obsidian, you're like, you think to yourself, obsidian shouldn't be doing this. Obsidian is the stone that you've been using for as long as you have been for these dream catchers, and this is clearly not it. And with that realization, the illusion of black obsidian peels away and reveals a... I need to check my notes.
Wait, illusion?
Yeah.
Like optical illusion or magic illusion?
Mixture of both. You see in front of you a faintly glowing white metal that has this stained glass, this clear green tinted stained glass material kind of like spider webbing across it. And the faintly glowing white metal seems to be constantly flaking off particles like hot metal scaling at a forge. And these particular particles seem to kind of like disappear after like they flick off and they disappear like little motes of fire that come off of a log fire whenever you like throw a log on it. They kind of like kick up some
Embers?
Yeah, embers. Thank you. They sputter out like embers. It is a very large chunk of this white metal too. I'd say it's about like the size of a thumb.
Is it the only piece like that? Are the rest actually obsidian?
The rest of the pieces seem to also be this strange material.
I got no idea what it is. Can I can make the assumption it's some kind of Zimlite?
I would say yes. I mean, you can roll me a nature check to make sure, for sure.
Oh, nature.
Nature of 9. You have never seen stones like this before, but you can assume they might be Zimlite. You'd have to show them to someone else who knows what Zimlite looks like to get a confirmation, but you can assume.
See. Fantastic. I ask for a simple type of stone in a mining town and I get some arcane. It would have been easier to give me the cheap volcanic glass. Why go through the trouble?
I mean, can you use it though?
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of Percival, roll me a perception check.
Oh, my favorite.
While you can still see those.
Continuous, still 9.
It's a no then. You don't see anything but what you see.
I don't know what its purpose is other than to project dreams. I also know that it is clingy and very robust. So, it definitely has the charms of something of dark magic. And whatever it is, someone might call a Zimlite contraption to be.
Oh, also very, very, very minor aside. In addition to the green, like tinted glass spiderwebbing across the white metal, on the outskirts there is a faint trapping along the along like okay, so you know how like dreamcatchers have like the circle around the ring?
Uh-huh.
On the interior of that circle, you can see a red rust-colored metal, like a beetle shell. It looks as if it's made out of a bunch of needles that are fused together that move very ever so slightly.
Yeah, no, not a fan. So, I do not know. I know the ritual in which I enacted to create a vessel to banish a nightmare. And this material, this is not what I asked for, corrupted it, changed it, or realigned it. So the ritual I did is likely in there somewhere, but different.
So then, shall we go lodge a complaint?
I would love to, but these people are also giving us quite the helping hand with getting our home back, and at this point, the damage is done. I cannot break it, and I do not assume any of them could.
Very minor aside. This is just something that you guys can maybe think of, but all those materials looked like regular ass materials like wood, obsidian. Who's to say that the person who gave them to you didn't even realize that, didn't know what they were either?
So, it is hard to say, and at this point it is moot whether or not I go and yell at someone about this. I think I'd rather spend the time trying to understand what it is so I can have some level control over it, as I cannot part with it, it seems. It is quite attached to me. She kind of like tugs on it and flicks that thread, though I don't believe you can see the threads.
That's why you see her plucking at air.
I mean, she'll kind of stare at that curiously, but she knows Percival well enough to know that, like, if Percival's plucking at something, she sees some form of something that she isn't attuned to herself. So she'll kind of just watch this process in, like, curiosity.
Can I make an attempt to understand the machinations of the dreamcatcher?
Sure thing. I will say the DC is going to be a little bit higher on this Arcana check because you do not know exactly what the material inside does.
Oh boy, my favorite. A booski.
Not good enough. You know what you know so far.
I could ask, though I am unsure of how they would give me the answer.
You literally rolled 4 4s in a row.
I have done that quite often, yes.
What the fuck?
Oh, roll 20.
Well, they're 5s. It's a 5, 5, and a 5. And 2 13s.
Oh. Oh, this thing is lying to me.
Seeing as I've already tried to contact her on 2 separate occasions to failure because of the wretched silver bands. And I've already missed her request for me to come home in 3 weeks ago. So
I see.
perhaps showing her I am still alive would not be remiss. Though I believe Smudge is still connected to her. Whether or not they would actually tell me that.
I'm sure they would still appreciate the gesture.
Yes.
Or at the very least, it would give you some peace of mind, I'm sure.
I'm certain they are fine. No one ventures to that place. No one sane, at least.
I have finished my sending, so whenever we want to get to that.
You could split off to that if you want, or I can continue my thing. I don't mind.
I will say we'll finish that sending first, and then we'll come back to this.
Okay.
Sure.
So his second sending spell will be, so I will escort you to the shimmering shot. I'll be waiting. Try to inform me when you leave if you can. Things got slightly complicated.
Sure thing. Complicated how? Because I'm about to leave right now. In another half hour or so, whenever she arrives.
Sending, okay. Oh boy. Okay, well, we got 30 minutes till he leaves. Nah, in for a penny. He'll use his last sending. Thank God I have a purple power. He'll use his last sending, and I think he remembers what was said in, I think it was Deepwood, where the fucking gangs were listening in on sending spells of all things. So I think he's a little bit paranoid about that. And he's gonna say, "I'll tell you when you get here. Suspicions that even sendings aren't safe. But it's nothing we can't handle."
I'm choosing to trust you on this. Don't betray me.
It's like there's just kind of looks, gives the look of like, seriously? To like nobody.
You sounded really sus there, man.
I know, but it's he's just like, yeah, he's like, bro. It's a trust exercise. It'll be fine. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use my pearl power to get the third spell back.
He's gonna trust fall into your arms and then squish you because
That's
because he's much bigger than you.
Would what?
Anyway, back to
Yeah, anyway,
other
back
peeps.
to-
So,
That's her, Soren.
well,
Well, I don't know.
back to you, Percival.
Oh, I
Okay.
totally
We're gonna
forgot
finish
about
that thing
this.
up first.
So meanwhile, like this, like we panned away for Aggie to have that conversation, and Percy's like midway through drawing a circle with chalk on the wall. A large eye motif, kind of. It's like a shut eye. As she takes a small like carving knife and cuts down her palm and places it down the center of the eye. As she sort of like It would probably be easier if she was doing this on a like a birch tree, but there are no standing trees in Mirzai.
Could you remove a 4th level slot for me, please?
Oh, the pain. Okay.
And also take 1 point of damage
Oh.
from cutting your palm. I will say all of you guys notice this as I do a small musical shift.
Quick, blight.
Bum, 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 bum. It has been a good long while since I last used this one.
Chuckles, we're in danger.
What? Wrong one. So, turn this volume up a little bit. As the air around you seems to go still, and all of you guys feel this creeping, crawling sensation as if there are eyes on the back of your head. And that closed eye in front of Percival's hand snaps open to reveal a large yellow iris. An eye about the size of Percival itself, just staring at her, before it flicks and looks around the room, taking in each of you, before locking back onto Percival again.
Percy is taking a step or two back, kind of waving her hand where she cut herself, giving it a lick before she starts bandaging it.
And as you bandage your hand, you see the yellow iris slowly taint itself as it shifts more to a black and red motif, where the entire exterior of the eye is black, with the interior iris being red. So I'm gonna use this. Imagine, if you will, this is black, this is red,
Okay.
and this is black again. But it regards you silently.
I realize I am rather late in responding. I have not been able to make the trek back. I had an interesting situation as of late with a ritual. I was given the incorrect ingredients for a vessel. Now it is entangled with me, and I don't know its intentions. And she holds up the dreamcatcher before the eye, giving it a slow twirl.
The eye regards you silently, before slowly rotating down to look at the dreamcatcher. And you see a very small amount of what you would think to be the eyelid kind of like come up to close over the lower like 1/8 of the bottom of the eye before it goes back down.
Just kind of huffs at that. Oh, I'm glad you're pleased with this. Do not know what it does. I'm not familiar with this land's magical metals and gems.
You see the lid of the eye kind of like the upper portion of it kind of like closes down a little bit about over the upper 1/3 of it, and just kind of like gives you a kind of deadpan look.
Never intended to come to Mirzai of my own accord. This hellish dust ball.
The lid of the eye slides back up, and it just continues to stare.
Can you offer anything? I do promise to come and visit when I am out of this horrible place.
It continues to stare, and then you see the large red iris just seem to flick up and stare at Rensois before that lower 1/8 seems to curl back up beneath the eye again.
It is none of your business.
The eye seems to flick back down to you and then does a full rotation within its socket before
Just
settling
like-
back on you again.
Just grimaces. You're getting far more enjoyment out of this than I would have hoped.
The
Do I
eye
have anything to worry about, at least? It's already projected a dream rather than contained it.
You see the lower 1/8 of the iris seem to kind of like close up a little bit before the iris looks up and to the left for a moment or two before staring back at you again. And just kind of giving a sense of anticipation.
Fine, I will bring it to you.
The iris, or the eye itself, blinks once.
All
And
right.
slowly opens all the way back up again. It then flicks over to Rensois specifically.
I kind of like step out in front of them, but I'm a horrible door.
Yes, you are.
I called you, not them.
I'm gonna DM you a thing.
So, you have found my biological daughter, have you?
Away.
And after they've rested on Rensois for a very meaningful moment, they're then going to flick over to Valen, then Agathar, and then they don't hold their gaze on Soren for as long, but whenever they go to look away, they stop, then they look right back at him again, and you get a sense of a shrug.
This isn't the first group I've traveled with. I don't know why you are surprised.
So, can the rest of the party see this eye?
Yes.
Yes, it's
Okay.
staring
Oh.
right the fuck at
There's
you.
a
Okay.
Oh.
gigantic ass fucking black eye with a red iris staring at all of you that's on the wall.
Okay.
Oh no,
I
Renslaw
will-
would have been saying shit this whole time. I thought it was like the invisible strings that like none of us saw this shit.
No,
Oh,
there's just
no.
a big ass eye like encroaching out of the fucking wall.
We're being stared at by the Eye of Sauron
Yeah.
right now.
Pretty
so
much.
basically, yeah, so Soren is just sitting there, like, or kneeling down, just meditating, just kind of looking at this eyeball on the wall with like a quirked eyebrow, just like, huh? Like,
So-
completely unsure of what's going on.
Here, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down the line. I'm gonna give all you guys your little reactions. So Soren, you've had yours. Agathar, you go yours next because you're in alphabetical order.
Yeah. Is this demon adjacent or what the fuck?
Do you say that out loud?
No, but he's looking at it like
would-
trying to figure it out.
I'll give you an Arcana.
Okay. 24.
You don't get the sense of a fiendish aura from it. More of a fey-like aura to it,
Okay.
considering how it's been rather emotive with just the one eye.
Gotcha. Yeah, Agathar like definitely reached for his weapon and then just like, Percival started talking to it and he's just kind of slowly moved his hand away from his weapon, but he's defensive.
All right. Actually, I'm gonna have Rensois react last. Hey, Valen, what's your reaction?
Huh, eye.
Come on.
Now Valen's more... He's aware of the eye, but he's not really paying that much attention to it. He's too focused on other things.
It's my bones.
And lastly,
You've seen too
Rensois,
much
what is
shit.
what is your reaction to all this?
When it first emerges, because the first thing it did was stare directly at Percival, and she would start moving over to like body block until like Percival starts talking to this thing like it's absolutely fucking normal. At which point she will still hover close by, but she will be staring rather trepidatiously at this eyeball.
Yes. It and also this eyeball seems to have taken a very keen interest in you specifically. So I don't know if you want to say or do anything about that.
She will just kind of like, as it looks to her in particular, she will just stare somewhat defiantly back, just like kind of like, just like hand on hip, like, you got something to say about it?
Take a picture, it'll last longer.
All
Yeah.
right. You feel it linger on you for a long moment, and then you're giving it this defiant look of like, what you gonna do? And you see the upper portion of it, curl up that 1/8 of a way, and you feel this sense of acceptance.
Oh, the classic. Like, oh, I like this one.
You know what? If Soren could have seen it, he probably would have like stepped up to like be close to Percival with his hands on his on his blades, but not having them drawn yet, until he realizes that it's not malevolent, and then he's gonna kneel down and just continue eyeing it while in a meditative pose.
And Percy just looks back, it's like, if only I can get these responses when we're talking to your mother.
I don't know what this is.
Who did you think I was calling? It doesn't matter. We will be there eventually. I don't plan on giving you a time. At this point, I've already failed to show up within, the last month? It seems unlikely I will be able to give you a proper timetable, so just don't be too upset when I show up unannounced.
The eye stares at you for a long time. And I'll DM you a little meaning.
Just grimaces. They will have tribute. I am not ignorant.
Their eye narrows. You feel a sense of demanding.
I already told you we will come with whatever ridiculous payment you need this time.
The eye goes all the way open again. And it blinks once. Except this time when it blinks, it stays closed. And the wall is back to normal and as each of you guys blink, the wall goes back to normal for you. It is just chalk drawings of a closed eye.
Percy cleans it up with prestidigitation.
Okay, Percival, what the hell?
Congratulations, you have officially made the acquaintance of Sabina.
I say Rincewick kind of just like perks a eyebrow quizzically at Percival. And is just like, so were they giving you their approval of me, or?
I would not be so hasty to assume. She is a difficult thing to read.
She's Faye, right?
In a manner of things.
And you didn't give us a heads up that you were contacting her because...
I told you I was making a call. Did you tell me who everyone you were sending messages to?
I mean, it was my understanding that we were gonna contact Rainier.
Yes. I wanted to know what this is. She lives in a forest. She has very little contact with the outside world. You are safe. Aside from being a touch spooked from a large eye.
I thought it was just gonna be a sending spell, not whatever the hell that was.
How would I communicate with her with the sending spell? She does not speak.
Again, context I didn't know about.
I have mentioned this before.
You have?
I did. She's spoken to me maybe 4 or 5 times in the 8-10 years that we have known one another.
Huh.
Words for her are difficult. They hold power. So when using them, it is sparingly.
Makes sense.
Inference, gesture, slight nuances in movement are how she communicates often enough.
And these tributes, should we be worried about those?
No. Pitiful things. They are more symbolic than anything else.
Agathar's gonna insight that. He has bad experience with tributes.
What kind of bad experiences, Agatha?
You get the idea that Percy, this is something Percy doesn't see much issue in.
Okay.
A pound of clay from each of you.
Oh.
Freshly
Okay.
dug.
Oh.
It must be dug by your own hands.
Doug pops up. Who is calling me?
What's up, bitches?
Don't make me come to you, Agatha.
Oh shit! Is that the symbol of my other ex?
Ah, shit! Fuck! Not that bitch!
Damn you, Sabine. This one is mine.
You can't have this one! We made a deal!
So, I apologize.
No,
I was not aware it would be such a big ordeal for you all.
No, it's
fine. Wasn't expecting the theatrics.
it was more a case of, well, suddenly a giant eyeball opens up in the wall and starts staring at you, and I thought something bad was happening.
Yeah.
Things have been eventful lately.
I do not often flex the black magics I have, as arcane tends to do the trick and is far easier and less double-edged to use. Witchcraft tends to be unwieldy and better off spent in rituals and time-consuming processes than more acute, active use spell casting that comes from traditional wizardry.
Right. I got you. I understand. Alright,
So-
well, we might have that meeting with Ramir. Actually, no, we are going to have that meeting with Ramir today, so I'm going to let the others know that the option A is on the way.
Lovely.
He's going to get dressed, use his Pearl of Power to get a third spell slot back, and then he's going to head out of the room.
Percy's just grumbling, staring at this dreamcatcher, muttering about her master. Useless old hag.
Oh, it's a good thing you cleared that mark away.
Percy is not stupid.
If you're gonna talk shit, have the door closed.
Is this someone wanting to
Is
come
someone
at a
fucking
bitch?
around?
Somebody wanna come
Somebody
at a
fucking
bitch?
around about to find out.
You wanna come around?
No,
You'll find out.
where's the broom?
Anyway, so, with that in mind, do you guys have anything else that you'd like to do today, specifically? Oh yeah, there's that meeting with Ramir.
I mean, we really can't do anything. We're kind of wanted, and we don't have any of our shit.
What do
I
you
would
mean by wanted?
Don't worry, it's going to get worse as time goes on.
Look.
It'll be fine.
If oh, that's mean. That's so mean. I'm not even gonna make it. I'm not even gonna make that joke.
Oh no.
Anyway, moving along. So, you guys basically, wait around for like about an hour or so. Agatha.
Hi.
If you'd like to take the rest of the party to go and meet with Ramier and have him meet with the leaders of your particular gang that you're associating with, you may do so.
Up to everybody else if they want to come along. I mean,
Come on,
Um,
Vominos. Everybody,
if
let's
people
go.
wanna, if people want to come along, that's up to them.
You don't
Come
suspect it'd be
along,
good to
take my
separate us
hand.
now.
No. May as well stick together.
Ooh, I think I was gonna wait with, would he be able to get like a piece of information of like how long it would take theoretically from the tower to here? Like how long would that take?
Depends.
He's Depends. Okay. Like maybe within 3 hours? Or it's a much bigger city than that.
I would say it depends on if he's using magic, if he's wanting to get there quickly, if he's wanting to get there safely. If he wants to get there safely and stealthily, then at least 2 hours.
Okay. Then yeah, that's fine. Then I think after first of all, would be able to get a short rest in here just so I can get another spell slot back.
Sure.
Alright. For arcane recovery. Equal to this list of so actually I'll do this. At sort of the end of my breather, I'll use Alter Self to just make myself into a like a red kobold with sort of like the traditional red dragon horns.
Okay.
And he's gonna wait like just outside the door, I think. He's not gonna like leave, but he's just gonna wait. And then yeah, he wants to wait just like literally like right next to the door outside, and he's just gonna wait.
All right then. So, does anyone else want to wait with Agathar? Going once.
Yes.
Sorry, I was AFK. Where is Ekathar waiting? And what for?
He is waiting, I would assume, around the door that leads upstairs to the bar to meet with Rainier.
Yeah, like he wants to be essentially the first person Raymir has contact with before like even stepping inside of the bar.
And then I arrive. And
then
it's
you're
like the best person and the worst person.
Then you would want to wait, like, in the bar at the entrance. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted.
And Soren
okay.
definitely wants to wait for Raymir because Raymir has something he's been wanting for the last day, last 2 days.
Shouldn't we let the Shimmering Veils leadership know?
Yeah, I assume that's part of the skip here is letting them know.
Yes.
All right.
Easily enough.
Hey, by the by, I know you guys are busy people, but there's a Rainier's on his way. You know, the Debt Lord. Yeah, have fun.
It's not a debt lord.
All right then. So after about, I want to say, another half hour or so, you, Agathar, do hear the door open, and you see Rainier is about to enter the bar.
He will get a he'll get a message cantrip. Hey, to your left.
You see him stiffen, then look down to the left.
I'm like I'm like sitting in a chair not too far, and I just wave.
He's just in like a fucking like a high stool for a toddler.
He's he narrows his eyes. Who else is seated with Red Dragon Agathar, or Red Kobold Agathar?
Me.
Red Gathar.
Red
Ren Swamp.
Gathar.
Percival stands beside her small brother. There are
Sorin
only
is-
two of us left.
Sorin would be there.
Smolidarity.
All right.
Small unity. None of these talls.
Is Valen there as well?
Yeah, might as well not split the party.
Okay.
He's somewhere in there.
He doesn't want to be left alone. Doug will find him.
Look at those gun is gonna go missing.
All right, Valen, roll a new character. Have fun.
So, you guys are all seated there at the table, and he kind of like looks left and right, and then just slowly makes his way over and takes a seat. Hello again.
Hi.
Hi.
And
Gosh, it feels like I just met you guys yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
In a way, if you think about it, you did.
kind of.
So, where's the leadership?
We'll take you to them in a second. I just wanted to inform you about a couple of things.
Uh-huh.
Get you a little bit heads up with some information before you're, well, thoroughly investigated or interrogated.
Okay.
They have reason to believe that two of the Debt Lords are in cahoots with one another, so having them go feral against each other may not work out.
Well, I only really know what Loden knows, and he's against them all, and they're all kind of against him.
Yeah, understandably.
Their partnership is tenuous at best.
Makes sense. And it seems that these people really want is sort of best for Mirzai, but also at the same time, if they don't like your proposal, they'll replace you, if that makes sense.
He nods. He has this calmness to him that you wouldn't expect. If anyone would like to, they may roll insights.
Absolutely. Never gonna say no to an insight. Because I'm so friggin' good at this. Wow, 18.
Okay.
I love insight. Where's my sheet?
You don't even have your sheet
Or-
open. For shame.
muted, I
For
think.
shame.
And
Yeah, I'm muted because
I'm-
my mic keeps lighting up in Discord for some reason.
Shun the non-believer. Shun.
There we go.
So only Agathar and Valen get this, but you guys get the sense that he was prepared for that
So
kind
this
of a meeting.
Yeah.
To you, Valen, he is not even a little bit nervous. He is very confident in both himself and his proposal.
Mm-hmm.
He believes he has a very good chance.
Yeah. I figured, but you know, I might as well just give you a courtesy heads up.
And thank you for that.
Yeah, that's why I was a little vague in the sending, because apparently in our time in Deepwood, they were able to listen in on sending spells somehow. So, you know.
I mean,
My,
I understand it takes a particular magical artifact, a spell or two to do it, but can be done.
Yeah.
Most people don't bother unless they have a particular target in mind.
Yeah. Well, this little get together, I guess. We might as well move on to the main event. I just wanted to again give you that heads up.
Yeah.
And I assumed you were followed, sort of, in a sense. I guess. I mean,
Only by the one person.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious to see if anybody else was following you.
No, she handled them.
Cool.
There's just dead bodies in alleyways.
That's
Just
my
a
girl.
carpet of them.
Alright. Well,
They stopped
Yeah.
following me after the first one started screaming.
Hmm.
Joking. He is actually.
it's like where she wasn't.
Inside check. Soren's gonna pipe up and just go, Rainier, and he starts like he puts his hands on the table, begins like tapping his fingers, and says, "You wouldn't happen to have the things, would you?"
Oh yeah. Here. He pulls out a small black choker and a blue vial potion. The interior of the choker is currently lined with let me look at the thing. It is lined with this dull rust red material and a clear green tinted stained glass like material that's kind of like overlaid across it. So it looks as if the collar itself has like you know how you can like have like a clear see-through table with stuff in the middle of it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this collar's interior looks like, except it's like this red rust material, and it's been embalmed or entombed within this this clear stained glass green stuff.
So, does he place them down on the table, or
He
hand
places them on the
hand
table.
Okay. So Soren just like kind of anxiously yet slowly like reaches over and takes both of them and goes, "Ah, thank the gods." And he's gonna look at the choker a little bit and he's gonna ask, "How exactly does this work?"
You put it on, and then it will connect to you. At which point you can just control it.
Do I need to be wearing it to to be able to control it?
No. Like, you need to wear it to go between, but not really. Like, once you're in one, you're in one. Once you're in another, you're in another.
Oh, so if I want to change, I just put it on and then I can take it off. And then if I want to change back, then I put it back on? Is that how it works?
Yep. Or you can just keep it on. It's very malleable technology. It's sort of a marriage between Vitramite magic and Zimtech.
As long as it doesn't explode and take my head off, I'll be fine with it.
It shouldn't.
He quirks an eyebrow and says, "Shouldn't?"
Well, it doesn't have any infernum in it. So it shouldn't.
Do you know anything about Zimlight intimately?
I mean, I've been living here for about a month or two, and I have to know about the material that everyone loves a lot here that lives are based around. So yeah, I know.
I believe
I
I
know a lot.
have a little of it. I describe the various gems I have in my fucking
Well, I
dreamcatcher.
prefer to see it rather than just, getting a description.
Fine. But you can only look, no touch.
It's fine.
And she pulls out the dreamcatcher and holds it out in front of her.
You see him look at it, kind of like lean in a little bit, pull out a monocle, a little gem viewer glass, and just kind of like,
You just have that in your pocket, huh?
I mean, yeah, it's a mining town. Gotta make sure you can tell what's what. And he'll put it on and just kind of like flick through it a couple times and stare at it. Yeah. Looks like you have ch-ldr-n inlaid over severum, and that central piece there is crescendium.
And what is that in common?
I mean, those are the 3 Zimlite types that are on this particular necklace, or this particular dreamcatcher. He'll pull out a small metal, like, you know how teachers have like the little metal pointer things?
Mm-hmm.
He pulls out one of those and just kind of like extends it out and just gestures to Percival like, "May I?"
Fine.
All right.
Meanwhile,
So
Soren's looking at the potion vial, and he's like, "Should I do it right now? Would it be weird for everyone?"
I mean,
No.
Yes, screw it. He pops the cork off and just like chugs the whole thing.
It's like Soren. I could do that in a matter of weeks. It's not weird.
So, Soren, you shrink, first of all, both in chest and height. Your clothes are now very loose-fitting.
How small is he?
I believe, like, how tall were you normally?
5'6".
I think you grew like a foot or something like that.
So he actually got taller.
Yeah,
I told
you he
was
did.
80, he was a little
'Cause he was-
taller.
Because are you talking about the male form got taller, or he
No,
got taller
your
than the
female
taller.
form was super tall. You shrank.
Yeah, it was like 6'4".
Yeah. 6'4". Yeah, you go from 6'4" to like 5'6", just like yeow. Everything is so small on you right now. It's so baggy.
Is it instant?
Yes.
So he's basically here and go, "Oh, thank the gods! Oh wow, this feels weird. Holy cripes!"
Oh, I forgot you were.
Oh,
It looks like you're wearing a bed sheet.
These are the same clothes I was in when I got changed, so I guess they stretched out a bit.
More than a bit. We call it the modesty mod. Anyway,
And he looks at it, he's like, I could pilfer melons and just stuff them in here now.
all right. At any rate, as Rainier examines these, he basically taps the white metal at the center. This is crescendium. It's associated with creation and healing. And it is currently inlaid with ch-ldr-n, which is associated with understanding and intelligence. Basically, this, and he'll point to the crescendium again. This material here often is used for healing, protection, and can create things like summons. And then he'll tap the ch-ldr-n, and this is anything for it's about anything that manipulates information, perception, or cognition. Normally used for divination, illusion style effects, things that alter people's mental states without directly controlling them. And then he'll point to the red rust material on the exterior, and this is Severum, which is shape-shifting, teleportation, transfers things from one to another. If I had to guess, this entire piece is designed to lock onto and conjure probably whatever the dreamer is dreaming of in order for it to be destroyed and for the person to be healed of it. And this particular Severum inlay is to keep it close to the person it's attached to.
Percy's eyes just twitching a little.
Too perfect.
So, this is yours, right?
Yes.
Well, it's certainly no Zimtech, I'll tell you that much.
I am aware. It
But
was supposed to be much simpler. I asked for obsidian. They gave me a bunch of black glassy stones, and I assumed they had enough know-for-all to have given me the stone I asked for.
Huh. Well, these stones here, they don't appear black ever.
They were.
Must have been some kind of illusion or some kind of covering.
She kind of like looks to her side where Smudge is.
It's actually really hard to cover some of these metals too. Like for example, Crescendium here, it's white and seems to kind of, you know, and he'll pull out a piece of charcoal and just kind of like rub it along this central piece. And then when he pulls it away, you see the black charcoal just seem to kind of like fall away from it. He shrugs.
They wanted to hide it on purpose.
Or it was planted.
By who?
Just continues to stare at Smudge.
I look at Smudge.
What are you looking at me for?
Not you.
Oh.
Half-wit.
Oh, good. Phew, because it wasn't me.
Never mind.
Anyway, I hope I was able to tell you a little bit about it.
Yes, all too clear. It was not an accident. A little too perfect for that.
Maybe. I don't really know. He kind of takes the little metal poker and just prods it back over towards you.
He snatches it up.
On the bright side, it's quite unbreakable.
Oh, I am aware.
It, needs to fulfill its purpose.
Quite.
Well, I suppose since you guys are still here, I might as well. He'll reach into his pockets and pull out a black metal that has a purple reflectiveness to it. And a deep blue metal as well. and place them on the table. Since you guys don't know much about Zimlight, I'll tell you about the last remaining 2 that there is. He'll tap the dark black stone that has this purple reflectiveness to it, almost. This is gravitum. Anything that physically moves objects or directly forces actions is what this thing is good for. Such as domination spells and floating discs in mage hands. And this, he taps the blue metal, is Infernium, which is the explosive and destruction elemental force type thing.
Yeah, the captain had a wand with that I borrowed when he was beating me.
I have the thread here actually, as I spin the little.
Oh yeah,
little
that's
one.
right. You have it. Oh yeah, that one.
I don't trust you with that.
Why?
Don't spin that around, please. Just put it on the table.
Just kind of looks at him strange. I am a competent spellcaster, sir.
Yes.
As I place it on the table.
Yes, you're a competent spellcaster. That doesn't mean that, this particular Zimmer isn't defective. The last thing we want is for a fireball to go off here.
Considering who it belonged to, I would hope it wasn't defective.
Yeah, but it's been stolen, rumbled around inside of whatever equipment you guys are carrying it within. It may be destabilized. It's better to be safe than sorry. And he'll kind of he'll pull the wand over to himself or he'll pull the Zimmer as you know it right now as it. All these Zimtech devices are called Zimmers. He'll pull it over to himself with the little poker thing and just give it a look over. His left hand coming out and delicately picking it up by the bottom end and examining it.
Zimmer is way too adorable of a name for considering what these things can do.
Yeah, that's kind of the beautiful irony of him.
All right. It looks good. It's not destabilized. Well, I mean, now that we're here already, he'll pocket the other 2, particular, the other 2 rocks, and he'll pull out 3 particular rocks. He pulls out a very small, blue Infernium gem. He pulls out a moderately sized one, and then a large sized one. Might as well explain these as well. These are unrefined Zimlight, Infernium specifically. This, he points to the smallest one, is shell grade. This is component grade. And these 2 are component grade, and he taps the 2 other stones. The most rare and expensive of the bunch is engine grade, which can be used to power, well, the big barrier around the city. Component grade is used for things like this, and he waggles the wand a little bit.
Percy perks up at that.
And then shell grade is ammunition.
That makes sense.
He then kind of puts the gems back in his pocket. Here's your Zimmer back, and he just places the Zimmer over on the table in front of you guys.
Pick that up.
Taylor just kind of looks around like, all right, I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore. You just from the back to the front, he just moves his hands up to like the base of his horns and then just bends them back. He's gonna drop concentration on alter self. It's like I honestly don't even know why I did it anymore.
I mean, better safe than sorry, really.
Yeah, but I'm also around 4 of the most wanted people in Mirror's Eye right now.
3 because no, wait, they do have both you and your male and female forms.
Thank you for that.
Were you always that small, Soren?
Oh, aye, this is me natural height.
Huh.
No, I feel like they shrank a little.
No, I was always 5'6", I think.
You look a little more like close to 5 foot even, as Percy gaslights Soren.
He looks normal to me.
Gatekeep,
Until
gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go and have that meeting now.
yeah, let me escort you there.
Okay.
You'll hop off the.
You want me to go with?
That would be nice.
Yeah, that should be fine. I'm gonna try to be in the meeting too, as your sponsor's not the right word. As someone who's recommended you, I feel like maybe I should also be involved because we could be of service.
It'll give me time to get used to this body again. It's only been 2 days, but it seems like it's been forever.
Okay. So, you
He's
guys.
gonna pocket the choker.
Oh, you don't want to put that on?
Not right now. He's been
Fair enough.
like that for 2 days. He wants to get back to his original body now.
I'm not saying you have to use it. You just put it on.
No, he's not gonna put it on right now.
All right.
Just like me, for real, for real.
So yes, is anyone else going to follow Ramier to the meeting, or are you guys staying upstairs? There's merit to both decisions.
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
Brenswell would look over to Percy. What do you think? Should we go up there with them or keep a watch down here?
And watches the others go back up, and then I would not be remiss at some time alone for a change.
Very well. Shall we order drinks?
God, yes.
As we are walking towards the staircase, I am just going to reach into the bag and tap Belle's head to do Animate Dead, just to get her ready to go if shit goes down. And then I get a chance to do it.
All right.
Paranoia a little bit is coming out of Nagathar, so he's got to be ready.
Paranoia on the board. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Thank you for that, Chad.
It's like a time bomb ticking in your head. Paranoia
what?
clouding your judgment.
Oh god, what is that song? I know it.
And then, I mean, it's called Paranoia.
Huh. Really? I thought for a
I'll look it up.
no. It's something else entirely. I thought for a sec. I was thinking about something else.
It's Paranoia by A Day to Remember.
Oh, okay.
Very,
Oh,
very
that's where
good
that's
song.
from. My man.
Very good song.
Oh, I
Very
love every
good
time.
song.
Oh, I know. That's from the Low Teens album, isn't it?
I don't know what album it's from.
I
I just know that that song is a banger.
Every song from Every Time I Die is a banger. I almost wept when they split. It's like, how you gonna release your best album and then split?
God damn it.
It's because they were too legit, and so they must quit.
Releases best metal album, refuses to elaborate, breaks up.
I said no. I was like, no. I think we're thinking two different bands. Because what did you say?
Every Time I Die?
No. A Day to Remember.
Oh, I'm fucking stupid. Also, I know of Day to Remember too. I do like them, but I don't know why I just jumped the gun. Oh, I think they also have a song called Paranoia.
I was about to say, I was like, I don't think A Day to Remember broke up. They did not.
Moving along.
I'm just dumb.
Moving along to this day to remember. Segways. You all make your way down the stairs. And into the main meeting area, which is still very crowded, but you see there's a corner of the room that is kind of tucked away and with the 3 leaders there and ready. And Rainier looks at you guys and just nods. I think I should go over there now.
You think that they'll let me stick around, or you got it?
I mean, I can ask.
Soren rubs his gut. Soren rubs his gut and says, I think he's got it.
I would also say that if you did, they would very likely disappear you too if you objected to me being disappeared.
Well, even then, I would disappear them if they get even if they get the chance. All right, Neil. If shit goes down, I got your back.
All right. If you're confident.
Remember, I made some preparations into fighting you, and that involves getting through your anti-magic field, so I think I got some things up my sleeve. But, we'll see. And, gotta try.
He nods. Yeah. We all do. But yeah. Let's go. And he'll make his way over and take a seat at the meeting table. You guys are free to look, watch, or you can go and participate. It is up to you. There are no wrong answers.
I don't think Agathar's just gonna get in the way, I think. But he's gonna sit within, 35 feet. Not to try to, maybe not really listen in, but...
I mean, you're outside of the silent circle.
Yeah. But if he's gonna be watching it, so if shit gets... if things escalate, he can jump into, action. So he's gonna sit nearby, and he's gonna watch, but not stare them down, if that makes sense.
Understood. Raphael is gonna take a seat with you.
A defender. He's gonna be defensive.
Yeah. Raphael was going to take a seat with you. If anyone else wants to take a seat with Agathar and Raphael now.
Soren is... Only if Soren is allowed inside the circle is he going to be there. If he's not, he'll stay outside. but he's going to keep an eye on things.
Okay.
But again, this, like, Raymir almost one hit killed, not knocked out, killed Soren. So I think if stuff goes down, Raymir will be fine.
Yeah, I don't think they fully understand what he is, but still.
I don't think they
It's
know
a th-
what he is because he's been a
Yeah.
cat this entire
All-
time.
Yeah, all they know is he's just the right-hand man to a Death Lord right now, so...
I
All they
know
know
what
is
he
that he's
is.
a
A
patsy.
punk ass.
All right.
So, but even then, Akathar's gonna have his back because it's still 3-on-1.
I hope you don't mind. I
there's
have to
still very
step
still.
away to get Doris.
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead.
All right, I'll be back. Shouldn't be more than like 20, 30 minutes at the most.
All right.
If I'm mistaken.
So, with that in mind, what do you guys want to do?
I think Akathar's just gonna keep watching. I mean, he's gonna acknowledge Raphael sitting next to him, but he's not gonna let that really distract him from his job currently.
All right.
And Soren's just observing, again, inside the circle if he's allowed, outside if he's not.
You can be inside the circle if you want. It's just one of those
Okay.
things of like, if things go south during that conversation, you may get disappeared along with him.
Well, Soren's got his back.
All right.
Is Agathar in there with him too?
No.
No.
So when you say get disappeared, what do you mean by that? I might have been spacing out if you described it earlier, sorry.
Because they can't teleport.
You're gonna end up in your clone.
Pretty much.
He'll stay outside the circle then. I hate you, Shad.
Coward.
What? Why do you hate me, man? What did I do?
Oh, I don't know why. I mean, I can't think of any reason why.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Fair enough. So, with that in mind, you guys sit on the outside and you watch the conversation happen. You watch him take a seat and begin discussing. You see, let me get their names back up.
As Rainier casts Conjure Undead. Roll initiative.
It's a dance off.
He has been playing us this entire time. Congrats, Soren. You have a cursed item.
Oh boy. Let's see. So, as Jensen, Lady, and Alexander just kind of like examine him, speaking every now and then, Jensen and Lady speaking a bit more than Alexander, as Alexander just kind of like sits back and, grins at Rainier. He seems to shift uncomfortably underneath that stare, but conversations seem to go fairly well for about 15, 20-ish minutes, at which point you see kind of like Lady and Jensen seem to lean forward and, nod in agreement a little bit, while Alexander's ever-present smile seems to waver a little bit.
I don't want to roll insight, just because
Yeah.
you can't understand them. But
By
Definitely-
all means, you certainly
maybe-
can.
Maybe, yeah. Probably something that I didn't want to hear. Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. With a 12.
Warren will do
Damn.
that too.
I knew I should have cast the spell to help.
I mean, you can if you want. It's not like you're not using your spells.
Yeah,
Or the fight that's about to be ahead.
I know, right? Yeah, I would have used enhance ability to give myself advantage on insight.
All right, well, roll again.
All right. Save.
Each 24. So, with a 11, 12, the two of you are just kind of like staring at what's going on. Wait, Renswa, did you roll insight?
No, that was for
No, because I'm downstairs with Percival.
Oh, yeah, everyone's downstairs.
No.
Oh, we're
they're-
still. I
they-
thought they are all upstairs.
No.
Percy
It's flipped. The
Percy and
secret
Renzo
is
are
downstairs,
upstairs. Everybody
upstairs
else is downstairs.
Like, the meeting is... Oh,
confused.
okay, I'm sorry, I didn't clarify. The meeting is downstairs in the Hidden Sanctuary. Currently, Raimier and the three leaders are in the corner of the room, and the five of you are just seated nearby.
Are the five of us? I thought Percival and Renzo stayed in the front.
Yes.
Yeah, we were staying to
Yeah.
get drinks.
Okay.
Yeah, so Percy and Renzo are in the front. Me, Valen, and Soren are in the sanctuary.
Okay then. So it's just the three of you that get this check.
Yes.
Agathar, you're a bit too anxious about Raimier himself, I would imagine.
He's
Oh no, he's hot.
actually not really. I mean, maybe a little bit, but like he's anxious. He's anxious. He really wants this to go well, and
Mhm.
he is like, the minute things, he's like fully tensed, ready to like pop off before things even pop off. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's wound, and so yeah, he's having a hard time deciphering people's emotions right now because he's ready for things to explode.
Okay. As for you, Soren, you can see that Jensen and Lady are more than a little invested in what he is saying. Whereas Alexander's a bit harder to read. However, you, Valen, can read him. And what you read from him is kind of a... It's reminiscent of the kind of face Mel wears when things are not going as she assumed they would. But she doesn't want to, like, things aren't going the way they should, but she is letting them play out to see if they course correct in time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and this is which one again?
This is the
Alexander.
halfling. This is the sibling to the Archmage.
Yeah, Raphael's at the table. I
Mhm.
guess.
Yes.
Alexander's not too happy.
Ah.
The other two are.
I wouldn't really call Jensen and Lady happy, more invested.
Yes. Alexander has that face Mel has whenever things aren't going her way.
Intriguing. You see him look back and you see him flick his eyes backwards and glance a little bit. I'll have him make his own insight. Ooh. It's a good roll.
If only. No. Shit, I'm forgetting the spell. Enhance ability wasn't concentration. I've been like guidance, but no, I want to keep enhance ability.
Who's to say he doesn't have guidance himself?
That's true. He is a well. Is he a cleric or a paladin? I don't remember.
Yeah, you don't know.
Bard. I mean, fair. Both cleric. I mean, they could both get it. Cleric and bard could get guidance.
Anyway, so with a 25 insight.
I mean, have you seen how many disguises he has? He's not a rogue. He's
That's
definitely
very
a bard.
true. He could be a trickster cleric.
Anyway.
True, but
Yeah.
true.
So you see him, or he's just using scrolls, potions, items
Also
exist.
true.
Nah.
So you see him narrow his eyes and scooch a little bit away from the table before saying, well, I don't think that Alexander is too pleased with the situation at all. In fact, I think you might be correct. In which case, perhaps one of you could go into the bubble to back Rainier up. Or more of you. It would look
no.
weird for me to do so.
I will cast Borrowed Knowledge for Persuasion. And then I will, if I look at Valen like, you gonna come with? You staying here?
Yeah, I suppose I'll go.
Alright.
In case he told. He doesn't say anything. Yeah. Suppose keep my mind off of things.
Alright, you can be the face reader. I can try to put in some of my 2 cents.
Oh, got to get things off my mind for a bit.
Oh, hey, Valen, wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy, why? It hasn't been 24 hours.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Because long rest, that's why.
24 hours though. The
Yeah, just do it.
Do you eat?
You're probably gonna beat it anyway. Oh,
Or you're just gonna fail it.
not without all
oh,
my shit. I don't.
oh. Let me look.
Wait.
I don't think scrying is affected by long rest though.
I'm simplifying it and saying that it is.
It's gonna be fine.
I'm basically saying, oh, you can't use it again until you take a long rest. Simple.
And that means it works both ways.
Alright. Unfortunate.
At any rate, just fails. You feel eyes prickling along the back of your neck. Someone is watching.
Nagathar hops off of the table and he's gonna head to Raymir.
Wait, be
Do
careful,
you-
Aggie.
Do you still want to go there, Valen?
Yeah, but he will mention someone's watching.
Somebody's always watching.
It's
Just
not.
keep your distance.
It's not Mel. I have an idea of who it is.
Well, if it's what I think it is, just keep your distance. They can't see very much.
Spell wise, yes. person-wise, you don't know them.
Well, we'll deal with him when we can.
All right then.
We'll go into the bubble.
So, you make your way over there, and you go into the bubble. You both go into the bubble, and you hear Rainier as he says, and the intention is to bring back the necocracy of old, because that way people don't have to die in the mines to cave-ins and explosions. When dealing with Zimlight, we can just, get as much as we need. It should help stabilize the economy a little bit, and also give people less dangerous work to do. And this, coupled with the debt forgiveness, and he pauses as Lady holds her hand up. Oi, what are you two doing in here?
It's been quite some time since you guys have been talking in here for quite some time, and wanted to check in on things as his sponsor and his, recommendee. I couldn't help but see things maybe tense. So I'm just here to...
What tension are you referring to, love? We're doing all right here.
Are we? He makes eye contact with Alexander.
Alexander grins again. Of course we are. Of course we are. I'm having a fun time, aren't you?
Well,
Points to Rainier, who just kind of nods. Just looks between you and Alexander, just like, what the fuck?
He's like, I'm sure, but 3 people talking to one backed up in a corner, I'm sure makes him quite on edge. So I thought maybe just evening the balance scale for a little bit. And it's hard for Rainier to defend himself, and no one's here to back him up. So I'm here to also give my own feedback on him. And if you need any, outside opinion on, on anything. God, speaking is so fucking hard.
Well, alright then. Seeing as how you're here already, why don't you tell us? You're a wizard, right?
I am.
Accused necromancer?
Accused.
Are you an actual necromancer?
Depends. Will my answer get me in trouble?
Not down here, love.
And yes, I am a necromancer.
Bill's head pops out from the bag.
Get back down.
Alright then. So, regarding the experience in necromancy, what can you tell us about the safety of undead workers?
Well, undead servants are usually pretty easily controlled depending on the what's the word I'm looking for? Dependency on its caster and on the wizards who help maintain such summons. The undead summons really shouldn't do anything else other than what they're told, unless they are strange outside forces, like depending on how they're summoned or what resources are put into them with the summon. The stronger the summon, the chances are of them getting maybe a form of sentience, but that only really happens if you have a special way of summoning them. So usually they're pretty reliable when it comes to just doing what they're told.
Alright. And he's saying that undead can be programmed and trained to take out specific tasks, yes?
Trained is a word for it, but it won't act as on a will of their own, no. So if they're tasked with getting down a specific vein or support a specific beam, they will do that unless otherwise specified.
Parent in the background? The crying child in the background.
Destroy the child.
Bury the child.
Francois.
Order 66.
Francois,
Yes.
we hear
Silence the
all-
child.
Oh,
Bury the child.
That's
Bury
okay.
it.
Frying pan noise in the background.
Destroy the child.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Draw the lightsaber. Anyway, calm down, Anakin. Calm down, Anakin.
execute order 66.
Yes, 66. So, yes. She nods, and you can make bone undead with animal bones, yes?
Certainly, any sort of bone-like material. So Vitrium was where I've studied. We used recycled bones and stuff all the time. So if the bones and muscles and other such materials are responsibly, foraged or, even donated, depending on the person, then, you can make an undead with, a lot of materials.
Mm-hmm. Alright, interesting. And, you there. Raimier. Here's my question. Who is gonna control these bloomin' undead? Just you? Because, then you'd have a standard military force you could just turn on us whenever. No, not just me. I would teach a group of, I want to say, 20 individuals to cast up to tier 3 spells. And then each of those 20 individuals can maintain a workforce of 8 undead. And those 8 undead multiplied by 20 people makes for a workforce of 160 undead. And that's just the miners. We could get more. We could have more maintained. And with that in mind, if we no longer have to worry about mining for Zimlight in such dangerous circumstances, then we don't have to worry about the loss of innocent civilians and lives. Well, that might fix the issue of people dying in mining accidents, but you have taken a lot of jobs from those that need them the most to pay off their debts. Well, sir, there wouldn't be any debts. I would forgive them all. You see like a big eyebrow raise from every single person there. You'd forgive them all, just like that. Give up all that money, wealth, and power. Yeah. Well, now, you can understand why I wouldn't believe you about that. I do. But it's something that I would put my own life on. Alexander chimes in. So, you would give up all the wealth and power in all of Mirzai and redistribute it to the people. You would try and get rid of all the mining and replace the human and humanoid workers with undead. And then you would... well, what? Just run Mirzai as some kind of place anyone can come and stay? Well, I mean, no, it'd still be a mining town. It'd still have our major exports be mining, but the more dangerous mining sites would be taken over by the undead, while the rest would be maintained by normal people. What do the two of you make of this? I think it's interesting. Needs a bit more ironing out, but it might work. Yes, although I am remiss to think that necromancy could be used in such ways. I don't really enjoy the idea of necromancy being used at all, to be honest with you.
Well, sir, to that point, first, I understand your hesitation with necromancy. Just like any school of magic, it can be used and abused. And, well, what do you think of enchantment magic with mind control, body control, and all that? Just like, evocation. It's used for offensive weapon, the most offensive spells in the world, but what is Cure Wounds linked to? It's evocation. It's not the school of magic, it's who's casting it. But I understand that messing with dead and things that should have passed on is a frightening concept, I understand, but I have full faith that Raimi would do the right thing, and necromancy can also be used for the right thing. I have used necromancy for all my life, and hell, I try to do the best I can with helping as many people as I can.
He nods. Uh-huh. I suppose this is fair enough. But I will need a persuasion check from you.
That's why I did the thingy.
You have
Okay.
advantage, though.
Huzzah! Alright, here we go. Ooh, baby, 23.
Ooh,
Thank God
baby
for
indeed.
borrowed knowledge.
Ooh, baby
Borrowed
indeed.
knowledge, best skill. Best skill.
You see a nod from both Jensen and Lady, and you see Alexander kind of grin a little bit wider at that before they lean back. I suppose you're right. Every school of magic has its pros and cons, and its users and misusers. I suppose we could allow someone to turn this place into an undead labor force market. But my main concern is, what would the rest of the people do with all their newfound freedom? Move on and leave, go on to greener pastures? Surely, yes. But what's to stop the city from sinking afterwards? Well, we would use the money gained from the debt lords and their exodus or deaths to rebuild the city and strike out to build another city. Expand a bit more, try and leverage trade agreements, commerce, so that way we're not just solely reliant on Zimlight and the Zimlight economy it creates.
And I'm sure you would be able to get alliance or trade agreements with Vitrium. I'm sure they would have plenty, especially their food. I'm sure they would love to trade their food for Zimlight or other things.
I suppose it's right. Well, Rainier, I suppose I would consider this a game, set, and match. A chess game well played. Lady and Jensen both give Alexander a look of like, sorry, what? Before they just shrug it off as just another eccentricity. As Lady nods her head. Yeah, seems like it could work all right. So long as you're not the only one who's controlling all the undead. And so long as they are being outsourced to by other means, it should be fine. Not use actual people bones. Valen, would you like to also roll an insight?
Yeah, that was a weird fucking comment.
Yeah. I was like, huh.
What the
I'm-
fuck? You still have advantage.
no,
You still
no.
have advantage.
Yes,
you still have
but I'm
advantage.
saying- Oh my god!
I know, but at the same time, it's so
You
funny.
almost nat 1 and almost crit. That was literally a 1 and a 19 on the other side.
Oh.
Holy shit, dude. My heart stopped for a moment.
That's why I was
Imagine-
used to those rolls.
Imagine if I had expertise and insight.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Okay. With a 27, Valen, you can see that Alexander is not happy about the arrangement. But that was at least until the mention Rainier had of them building a new town. At which point, Alexander perked up and seemed to be a lot more invested and happy with the results.
He wants to kill the goblins.
It seems things have finally took a turn towards your goals, Alexander.
I don't know whatever you could mean.
Play it off as you will, but I find it a small hobby of mine to know how to read people.
Oh, really? And what have you been reading off me, big guy?
Look at Valen like, what the fuck are you doing?
Just that things weren't going as you wanted, but at least until the mention of another town, another city.
Probably. Can't say for sure.
Then he'll just smile and lean back in his seat. Nothing else to say.
I am back.
Hi.
Hooray!
So sorry.
Listen.
Are we taking a break? I see two people are muted.
No.
No. Just
No.
Agathar and Valen inserted themselves into the meeting.
Yep, and Valen has a
Valen literally fucking called out Alexander to
Yeah.
his face.
Yeah, straight up.
Oh boy. Are we
You-
dead?
Yeah, well, if Valen doesn't, if we don't see Valen in the morning, we'll know why.
Fair enough.
well, there's like 3 reasons, well, 2
Well-
that you guys know of.
I know of, yeah, the immediate one I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm sure he's fine.
I hear the scribble of your notebook.
I know, right?
It's just Valen dead. Circle, 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 circle.
You guys think so little of me.
it's much more thought out than that.
No, let's be honest. He's probably just going to sell me out to the authorities.
That'll be fine. Yeah, let's be honest. We'll see. Who knows?
How about you stop being a little baby?
Never.
You want me to continue with what I had in mind? I was going to stop there.
Oh no, go
I
ahead.
am what you
Go
made
ahead.
me, Shad.
I don't know. That's Valen. Don't dig yourself a
Go
grave.
ahead,
Do
please.
not use one of those clothes
I
right now.
beg of you.
Do not use one of those clothes right now.
Nah, I think I'll save it for
No,
the
no, no, no,
party.
no, no,
See-
no. Please,
see-
please, please,
Do not shut the fuck up.
please.
Yeah.
I really do want to hear.
Nah, I'll save it for the party, but I'll just give Agathar a look of. We'll speak about this later.
Agathar's just like, you okay?
You can't do this to me. You have to finish what you started.
The player has ideas.
Do it. Finish what you started, you little bastard.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good being edged now, does it, Shad?
Players here eating popcorn.
This
Shad,
fucking game of cat and mouse.
Shad, wanting me to express some emotion as a character.
I'm gonna fucking get you. I'm gonna get you so badly, and you're not gonna understand. You're not gonna see it coming.
You fool! This is the paranoid one that you speak to.
I know. You'll never see it coming. Anyway, so yes, I guess you just don't say shit.
But yeah, Alexander has been called out on his bullshit.
And anyway, and Alexander just goes, "Oh." And what would those happen to be?
Say again. I completely lost track. All Valen said
My
was
goals.
that goal, I don't know, but from what I could tell, this entire conversation wasn't going how you wanted it. From what I could tell, you did not wish for this arrangement. But that is all I can gather under speculation, other than what I can tell through reading you. You weren't happy about what was going on until the mention of a second city.
Well, who wouldn't want a second city? This place is all cooped up. We really need to expand a bit more for it to make any sort of progress in any way, shape, or form. Surely the two of you agree, right? Looks to Jensen and Lady, who just kind of nod their heads slowly. They're kind of like looking between Alexander and you, Valen, just like, what the hell's going on?
Well, I understand that there's some tension between the city and the goblins. I would imagine that would be resolved peacefully.
Oh, are you referring to the Reaper of the Ridges?
Something like that. That's from what I hear.
A mad dog that needs to be put down is what he is. But alas, there is no real way of putting him down. And trust me, many have tried.
I'm sure.
You know, that seems like a fun assignment.
I'm good.
What, you don't want to be seen as heroes of the Providence?
I think by assisting the reconstruction and the downfall of its current rulers, I think that would be good enough for me. Handling the Reaper, I feel like can be resolved without, throwing shit at the wall.
Well, it wouldn't be really throwing shit at the wall. I've heard of your exploits in the Puzzle Dungeon in the Tower of Puzzles in Vitrium.
Yeah, puzzle dungeon versus whatever the Reaper is.
The Reaper is a goblin and a mad dog. One that needs to be located and put down.
I mean, we already have plenty of assignments for now. Maybe once this is said and done, maybe then we can think about it. But we kind of have our plates full.
I suppose. At least you will after tomorrow. And then day after tomorrow, you have a few days left. We can get you guys out the city.
We'll see. I can't guarantee anything until I talk it over.
Ho, ho, hum. Fair enough. At any rate, I feel that our conversation here is done. Ramier, you are in alliance. We are in alliance with you at the very least. He grins He grins at Ramier, and Ramier just gives him a nervous smile back, like, yay, cool, awesome. And then he reaches out a hand to shake all three of their hands, to seal the pact, so to speak. At which point he stands and nods his head. Thank you again. I'm gonna head out now.
Yeah, let me walk you out. And
Bye-bye.
I look at Valen like, I look at Valen like, get back to the table. Like, you're done. You're getting benched.
Aw. Valen, you don't want to stay with us? Or at least with me? These two are going off on their own. Jensen and Lady look to each other, then just look to Valen, then look to Alexander, and just kind of like stand up and just walk away.
Like, I don't want any part of this.
From the few archmages that we have met, they all seem insane to some degree, but I'm not so sure about their family. Perhaps
I'm
you're the same.
perfectly sane.
So you might think. And he'll get up and head back to the table with Soren and Raphael.
Aww. No conversation. You had so much to say earlier.
Valen's gonna
Another
wake
thing.
up with a grenade in his mouth.
Above game, I think everyone forgot a small bit of information that whenever another city is being built, the prior one gets, blown up under mysterious circumstances.
Not the previous city, but the city that's been worked on, right?
Something
If they-
always happens at the current city that's being worked on.
Yeah. So it's not the original city, or the city before it gets blown up and then they finish the current city. It's whatever the project they're working on gets delayed or destroyed.
Yeah, Valen has that. You perked up at a new city being built. I don't trust that at all.
You don't trust anything.
Paranoia alarms going off.
Valen! Oh. You had so much to say earlier. Are you sure you don't wish to take a seat and have a bit more of a conversation?
He's already gone.
I mean, this is before he leaves. He's just fuck. Keep getting my genders mixed up. God damn it. He is saying, You sure you don't want to talk a bit more?
Perhaps another time.
Why not right now?
I have other things to do. And
Oh,
this is...
like what?
That's for you to wonder and me to know.
Well,
And he'll head
you know,
back to the
I
table.
could offer you something for your time. I could offer you a bit of information on a few things that are bothering you right now.
Any information you know of me, he may not be true.
Oh, no. You see, I pride myself on my honesty. I am the mouthpiece of this organization, so I have to be honest. Otherwise, people mistrust the organization as a whole. Tell me, would you
The
like to
issues-
know?
The issues in which I've never stated aloud.
No.
So you don't know what I know
Mm,
and what I don't.
but I do. You see, good sir, when you came over here, aglow with magic, you know, shall we say, an owl's wisdom? You may not have noticed it, but I started using a bit myself. And those surface level thoughts are very juicy.
Oh no.
And what surface thoughts did you manage to get?
Bland.
A bit of paranoia regarding me, which is unfounded, I'll say. And a bit of worry about a woman by the name of Vani. Your sister, correct?
Chad, I will say that he does focus more on the topic at the conversation than anything else.
Yes, but they are still
First.
surface level thoughts. You're still being spied on. I don't think that you would be... Like, these are surface level things. They're subconsciously there.
Yeah. But would he truly use her name instead of just saying her due to paranoia?
Wouldn't Mel have taught stuff in that
Yeah.
adjacent? Like if you know you're getting, just in case if you're always getting like mind read to like focus on a thing.
You know, that is if you're aware of the mind reading, but Valen is in character paranoid enough. I will say that you can... I'll say that I'll give this guy... What's your spell save DC? 16?
As of now, yes.
Okay.
Until I get my shit back. Then it jumps.
Alright, I will give this character not an insight check, but kind of a wisdom check with proficiency in order to glean and kind of like see through the foggy mire of your brain, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. That beats that. So, he beat your passive mental defenses, but now that you are aware of what he is doing, you can attempt to shore up your subconscious defenses, or your surface level thoughts, and try and block out that mind reading ability from detect thoughts. You can easily do that if you want to. But
Yeah.
whatever information he gleaned from you during the conversation when you weren't focused or actively thinking to do an active defense, he's already gotten. However, if you would like, I'll walk it back a little bit, And I will have him, instead of name dropping her because of Valen being overly paranoid and him going, I wonder what she's doing or what she's thinking about all this, I'll give you that and have him go, she's watching, isn't she?
Part time.
Well, if you would like, I could offer you something to protect against that. All I require is the price of a conversation and perhaps a bit of coin.
What coin? I have none, unless you forget.
We'll take it out of whatever pay you get from the vault.
The pay then which you are already receiving, that is?
A portion of, yes. Not all of it. So please, take a seat. Converse with me.
Perhaps another time. From what you gleaned, you know that I am generally distrusting of all.
Ho, ho, hum. I suppose. Go on. Teeter-totter along, Valen.
Bro, your spell never got her name. That should give you an idea of how I am. And he'll just leave.
Oh, yes. A clear byproduct of your background. And you leave. And Alexander leaves as well.
If it wasn't for us being, and this is above game, if it wasn't for us being in an area where he has a clear advantage, who knows what could have happened? Who knows what spells I have prepared?
Who knows, indeed. So, you go back and you take a seat with Raimier and Agathar, and I'm gonna jump over to.
Agatha's walking Raimier out.
Sorry. He's walking him out. Okay.
Yeah, he's walking him out.
Would have. I'm gonna cut away then, since Vox came back. What have Percival and Rensois been doing this whole time?
I think we were out at the bar,
Yes.
having a drink, and we're just like enjoying the moment away from the others.
The first kind of alone time they've had for a bit with all the chaos.
Yeah. I mean, you had plenty of alone time on the way here in the caravan where everybody had their own room and space, but now we're all been kind of like pushed together. I guess we're sharing drinks, and Percy kind of looks up from her glass, and I imagine you have questions.
I mean, what? Not as many as you may think.
That is surprising. I will be honest.
Why is that?
Well, you saw a snapshot of some of the worst parts of my childhood, and apparently got a shocker from seeing the method of communication I must take to speak with my mistress.
Well, You. Well, you haven't been. You have not shied away from admitting that your childhood wasn't particularly pleasant, and I've never had an interest in forcing you to relive those memories. And seeing as how you technically did last night, I can understand why. As for speaking with your mother, I mean,
That was not my
well,
mother. That was Sabina. The woman who trained me in witchcraft. It is a sort of relationship I feel obliged, and there is also a sort of binding. Not so much binding, but obligation to pay back what was given.
not for nothing, but that sounds a bit like a mother-daughter.
Kind of like looks at you strangely. No. I'm fairly certain that is not how that should be.
Well, I mean, a mother raises you, whether from the time you're born or otherwise, but they ensure that you grow into, or they're supposed to ensure that you grow into a strong, independent person who can take care of yourself. Do you not feel like that is something that should be repaid?
I would not dissuade that, but it should feel natural.
I suppose.
It is a
Still,
complicated relationship Sabina and I share.
fair enough. I suppose it's a bit different from my situation. You were a fair bit older and had memories of what came before.
Yes. I can safely say I have not had the luxury of forgetting. Though that tends to differ from person to person.
Still, I... Much like you said, the relationship between a mother and a daughter should feel natural. So should, like, what we have. I'm not going to sit here and needle you about past wounds.
I appreciate that.
Of course. As for reaching out to speak with your master, it was more just a surprise is all.
Yes, I don't often practice witchcraft in front of you all. On occasion, I've made a trinket or two that I've passed on, and it never looked like it caught on. No one seemed to care or grasp the charms I was handing out, so I just continued brewing potions. It seemed more useful.
To be fair, they may have not known what they were, or the importance of them.
I mean, a necklace of finger bones is certainly not an arcane tradition. Well, I don't do necromancy, so I guess it could have been misconstrued. Yeah, witchcraft and arcane arts tend to skim a sort of line, though.
Yes, I would not lie. The necklace of knuckle bones, because that was the one she gave to Renswab. Yes,
I think I
Mhm.
gave that to Soren, and it never
was that
did
to
anything.
Soren?
He never used it.
I
Trying to
thought it
re-
was used once. The necklace of bones was like a free shield against attacks, right?
No, it was a +1 to AC till you got hit.
Right. Yeah, that already got used.
I don't remember you ever using it.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a
like
passive
Soren.
effect. If
Yeah,
he gets
Soren
hit,
wore it.
it's lost.
Yeah, Soren wore it and got hit almost immediately. So.
Versus.
to be fair, something like a necklace of knuckle bones, especially coming from a divination mage, is quite likely to be mistaken for something of divination. I know before I had Mother help me swap life paths, shall we say, I know I had a set of knuckle bones for one of my own divination spells.
Augury is a useful spell, though situational.
I think I used it all of once.
It
Too worried about repeated uses.
uh,
Sometimes the fates tend to get annoyed when you rely on them too much.
it is a defining teaching of fate spinning. To truly know what is to come is to ensure it does not happen. That is why most diviners don't truly look forward or truly tell anyone what is to come. For the simple fact that divulging it ensures that path is locked off. I've. She kind of like twiddles her fingers. Done my best to push and pull things slightly to be more favorable in our favor. Sometimes small, sometimes large.
Well, even if it may not always be said aloud, I'm pretty sure every one of us is thankful to you for what you do. Even if it's not always readily apparent, the strings of fate being tugged.
I do not do it for recognition. Though it is nice to hear a thank you. It is not normally something I expect.
Wow. You've more than earned several thank yous.
Or it does that thing where she like looks away a little bit, brushing a bit of like curly hair behind her ear. Thank you. I do wish to be more open. I just where to start, and it's difficult to just what is the
Let
word?
yourself be vulnerable.
Maybe is it? I cannot just unload so much at once. And I know until this moment, and previous, I have been cagey, unwilling to give things away. There are things I can still do not wish to share. But that does not mean I wish to be such a closed book. I just don't know where to start. Kind of like twiddling her thumbs and like looking at the table grain rather intently.
It's like pushing a snowball down a hill. Even if you find one place to start, it's just going to keep rolling.
And consider
I think I may have lost track of this analogy.
Yes, I don't wish to bury you. I suppose what I'm saying is to pick a point for me to start.
Well, well, I have asked about how things were with your sister before, so what was it like within your coven? You were
My cousin.
like,
I mean, Percival, myself, and Eloise had a coven. She kind of like does air quotes, but it was pretend.
well, fair, but you know what I mean. You were, because you had mentioned that you were, well, you were all ravens, or just wares of various kinds?
Our particular circle was of the feather. We were all were-ravens. We were extended family. Some more distant than others. Like several generations living under the same canopy. Eloise is like a cousin 4 times removed.
Family is family.
Yes, there's no dissuasion there. What could I say? I remember.
Was it all sort of? Did your circle ever like take in like outsiders?
Oh, it was, of course, we did not inbreed. That would be. Ugh. There were other druid circles, distant. We intermingled. Not everyone within the circle was a raven. Some accepted the gift. Others were content how they were.
Oh, so it was not a mandatory thing.
No. The founding family members were gifted in this way. And there was a sort of ritual for those who married into the clan to either accept or rebuke the offer. It was not a solemn affair if they refused. They were no less or more. But the druidic rituals were often very freeing and more vagaries. She kind of shrugs. We were rather loose. I was still very young, so I don't know a lot of the laws and things. Just what I and my sibling tend to bend when it came to the rules of the clan and how far out we could roam before we were in trouble.
I think I understand.
She kind of rubs her cheek. I mean, I never thought of myself as the rambunctious one. Percival was the one who always ended up dragging me into trouble. But otherwise, I would just dig myself into a corner and read everything that had some form of print on it.
So a bit like now, then.
Old habits die hard. And there is hardly anything to not enjoy in a good book. Or new lesson to be learned.
I don't know, I've read some of Master Mal's books.
Well, I can't imagine Mel has very good taste. Simply
Our
by that
tastes
omission.
are, let's just say, eclectic. She's got like a slight blush. This is definitely not just from the alcohol.
Waves a hand. Oh, I am certain she reads many of those books to fill the gap. I can't imagine many people would want to spend that much time with someone so... And she kind of pauses to look in your direction. Eccentric.
Well, Master Mel enjoys her privacy.
I imagine. What else could I say? Yeah, our home was in a rather nice part of the wood. Our circle had a rather large amount of standing structures, some stone, mostly wood, a caravan here and there for travel. There was this grand field that sat like in a clearing that stretched almost half a mile, just filled with tall golden grain. It was for the clan. They harvested every... Well, harvested every festival, though we ended up destroying at least a small fraction of it by playing. She kind of like winces at that. More than one occasion, we would be grounded for several weeks after taking out a rather large swath of the field for our own clubhouse. We always swore we would hide better next year, but it never really got that far.
Should have made a treehouse.
Well, once my mother started telling us stories of the hags in the wood, we took a story that should have been a cautionary tale and made it a game. So we became the Hemlock Coven, found a briar, dug out underneath it, and claimed it as our headquarters. No one would dare come trying to dig us out from underneath the pokey briars. Though, it only really took Mother's crying shout to get us scrambling out into attention.
I can imagine.
Yes, well, one does not disobey the call of an angry mother. At least one who has the authority to put you away for a long time.
And there was few things that could get me than the sound of Mel's disappointment.
I can't imagine what that sounds like, at least for you.
Usually more of a kind of just a, oh, now come now, do you really? But you know that tone that mothers get?
I recall, yes.
The I'm not mad, just disappointed. Truly horrible.
I knew of some children who went through that, but I believe my mother was more fiery. It was definitely a more screamy sort of anger. I do believe one time she was quietly yelling at me, if you could believe that. That one was frightening. Though otherwise it was just shouting. Well-meaning. It was a hellraiser, so not undeserved.
Mel, thankfully, did not do much in the way of screaming. She would make her displeasures known in other ways.
Oh, I can imagine that woman screaming would sound more like a loud, high-pitched squeak.
Yes, well, mother's displeasure usually just came in the form of more elaborate trainings.
Punishments.
Perhaps some would see it that way.
If at any point I were to return to my home, that if it still stood, and I was afraid to see my mother, I imagine I may have been raised incorrectly.
I'm never displeased to see my mother.
You certainly didn't look pleased when we went there on the several occasions. Like dreading.
I don't dread seeing her. I dread not passing whatever new test she has for when I arrive. I worry about disappointing her.
If I was to disagree with anything more, it would be this. You are a grown woman, out on your own. You shouldn't have to fear disappointing the person you see as your parent at every turn. There is a point where it should be unconditional.
Well, I suppose I don't exactly have any other points of reference to go off of. It's not as if I know who my birth parents truly are.
You wish to.
Suppose it's just never really concerned me. Not the way clearly has for Soren. But then again, Soren's situation is rather different. They were cast out from their home, don't know why. Whereas I was taken in and raised. I had a home. So I suppose where I came from was of less import to me because I knew where I was in the moment.
Well, if a time comes and you wish to settle and maybe seek them out, I know I haven't really shown a great track record, but I've at least grasped hold in some instances of Soren's would-be parents. They're a little aggressive at resisting my probing attempts at locating them. So I guess I can't blame them. A random scrying spell would be alarming to anyone. Who?
I was going to say, you did put up quite the number of barriers against the exact same thing.
Yes, but I had things after me. And those barriers did quite a lot to shield me from many of the methods they use to locate me. I think after so many years, it became a obsession, a need to be out of prying eyes. This is one of the reasons I dislike your mother. She is annoyingly powerful. And fervently more than happy to flaunt it. And simply put, I am laid bare before such a person. Honestly, it's where it all started. When you brought me to her home and we sat down, and she immediately picked me apart. Through spell and enchantment and tonal shifts in my skin tone and hair, my eyes. There is nothing left of the person from before, and yet she just pushed a hand through all of it and grabbed me by the shirt. You can understand why I am cautious around her.
It's fair to be cautious.
He drums her fingers on the table. I drove this conversation to somewhere negative very quickly, didn't I?
It's fine.
I thought moments ago we were talking about amber groves of grain and beautiful trees in my home, and now I am bashing your mother again. He's rubbing her eye, the bridge of her nose. I just have such a hard time.
I just hate her. And her stupid face!
I want to be more open to try and share myself with you. I need to be prompted, asked, or I will just fall into the same routine of being a locked chest.
Eh. Well, I mean, do you want to pick another topic then?
Sure.
I think at around this point in time, Agathar and Ramier make their way up to the top. Is Soren following behind, or is he staying downstairs?
Soren would follow, yeah,
Okay, then.
because there's really nothing else to be spoken about down there. So
Yeah, leave
That's all.
Valen to his vices.
Valen,
his
are you staying alone down there?
He'll follow the group. Since Soren is following Agathar also.
I mean, Soren really doesn't have any other reason to stay down there. So
Alright, fair enough. Well then, give me a second. Oh, my back. Ugh.
Agatha's just rubbing his face and just looks back at Valen. Was that really the appropriate time?
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
was what the appropriate time?
Hey, over there. Did
Hey.
Did Valen screw the pooch?
Maybe a little bit.
Called it.
Look, it went well from when we stepped in to help, but surprisingly to nobody, Alexander he's like I think we're making our way to them.
I mean, I'll say you guys just kind of like walk over and just,
Yeah.
you know.
Soren just kind of looking at Valen the whole way.
He's keeping it like more hushed, just like, and maybe brought Alexander's ulterior motives to light, sort of.
I mean, Valen hasn't said anything about it.
Yeah, but like, he definitely saw him call him out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we don't know what they are, but it's like, hey, this guy has other motives. And, Valen sort of brought Alexander's ulterior motives to the surface. Whatever they are, I don't know, but it has to do with something with making a second city.
A second city? Where?
Wherever.
In this shithole?
Well,
I was considering having a new city to kind of strike out a bit more into Mirzai to find non-Zimlite related, mining opportunities.
yeah, really the towns in Mirzai are gonna have to be mostly mining, probably.
All mining. This is a desolate dust ball full of glass, sand, and
Valuable
pockmarked
resources.
land. Yes, the resources are valuable, but everything else is non-existent. There's a petrified forest we drove through, for God's sakes.
Well, here's the thing, we won't really know until we actually go out there and,
Investigate it.
yeah, which we can't really do if we only have the one settlement. Or we can't do without heavy guard work and so on and so forth. Look, it hardly matters right
Yeah.
now. We just need to finish things as they are.
Right, but for now, there's an alliance, and that's a good start.
Yes, I've noticed that our friend is still here. Hey, look, they didn't make you disappear. It's a good thing for you.
Yeah, thankfully.
Uh,
Yeah, it was a good thing we stepped in when Valen noticed Alexander wasn't really pleased with how it was going.
yes, well, it seemed like it went well enough.
Yeah,
And I mean, it's sure a good thing that you gave me back this ring. uh, or I might not have cared. Either way.
Yeah,
and fair.
I guess. At any rate, so I'm gonna head out now.
Yeah, there is one thing I want to ask you, Necromancer. He kind of motions to the door, just kind of like walk and talk, sort of.
Smudge turns invisible and scampers after. Yes, good.
Ah, thanks for doing this for me.
Yeah.
And also thanks
Um,
for coming to my aid. I didn't think I was gonna win them over as handily without you.
That's fine. We all need a hand. I wouldn't have caught it unless Valen said something, so as the lack of bedside manners that Valen has, it was really because he spotted something, and Raphael also spotted something. So I was a little too wound. I was waiting for things to explode.
I mean, it's a pretty good place to be, just in case.
Yeah, especially everything that we learned and all that. I feel like that you're the best chance for this place. So
Oh, well, thank you.
yeah, yeah, it's no problem. Look, I wanted to ask something. Theoretically, if about 15-ish% of your soul suddenly was not attached to you anymore, what would the consequences of that be?
Do you know where it is?
Yeah, I know where it is.
Then I would say you're probably okay. Like, I suppose the real big issue with that would be, you know, I I guess I'm just gonna go out and say it. I mean, like, if you have to be revived, it's gonna be a bit harder without that piece of your soul present.
Yeah, I know that. It's just, what if that 15-ish% was just severed? Like it wasn't mine anymore.
Oh, well, considering the way your arms look, you might need to siphon a bit from someone else. Otherwise, your soul would just kind of unravel. It's like a hole in a water bucket. A hole that's like 15% the size of the bucket.
Right, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh boy. Okay. That's good to know. I had bringing back Soy Fang, I had to take a little bit off the top.
Oh.
So it's with her.
Huh.
And it's if I get hurt, she does, and that's not fair. So I'm just thinking about my options. That's all.
No, I get it. Then yeah.
Well, at least maybe I think of one person that probably doesn't really need a soul. That's really vague. I'm rock. So I don't know. I'm just. God, that was really forward. He just rubs his face. Just I'm exploring my options. As much as I don't really like rituals of that nature, I might have to do it to somebody who deserves it.
Yeah, probably.
But I don't have time for anything like that, so I will cross that bridge when I get there, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah.
Safe travels.
Good talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks again for the information.
Oh no. Thank you. It's been delightful. Pleasantly so.
The light plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. He turns and runs away. He doesn't run. He doesn't run, but he just like. Yep. See ya. He just turns on his heels and walks away.
Yeah, I think like when you get out of earshot of him, you just hear like a voice near your feet says like, "I was certain you were going to kiss him."
God. Do you really have to spy on me? I don't appreciate that.
Someone needs to keep an eye on you. You keep disappearing.
I wasn't going anywhere.
Just kind of looks at you flatly. Does they start to clean themselves?
Come on, just he scoops up Smudge and just walks back to the table.
All right. So, with that in mind, you guys, I believe that the meeting is over, and you guys have the rest of the day, and, well, that's really about it. I think that we can end session here today.
Okay.
As you guys probably go and take a big sleep. We've been going for 3.5 hours.
More.
Huzzah!
More.
Yeah, really.
More.
Just the rest of the day plan. Just
More.
wait for Sori to get back, or whenever she reappears, and just keep sketching in his, keep working on his special project. Well, as much as he can. He doesn't really have any. He doesn't have his shit.
All right then. And with that, I believe we are going to end session today. Remember, thank you guys for coming and watching. And thank you guys for supporting the channel. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all that other jazz. Tell us what you think about slow sessions and dialogue-heavy things. And, how'd you guys enjoy the session?
It was good.
Good.
Okay.
I am very good at speak talking.
Yes, apparently so.
So fucking awful.
At any rate, from all of us
So bad
to
at it.
all of you, say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Good boy.
Bye-bye.